Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It is your girl Tabi Malloy with another banger. To be part of the Real Tea family or gang, please do subscribe, like and comment anything you want down below. Press the notifications button so that you get notified every time I upload a new video, and that is on period. Let us get into this video, my loves. So my loves, from I think a vlog or two back, I did discuss and say that I am going to be more organized and have more structure in my sit downs, and so I jotted down things that I want to talk about here on my notepad, notebook, whatever you want to call it. And then I did say or disclose that I'm also going to be having a sip. It could be water, soda, wine, cider, or something strong, right? I guess you'll see with my mood, or unless I get to a point where I want to say today's drink is, you get me. For now, yeah. So the first thing I want to talk about was my mental health, right? With my mental health, I felt like I discovered that I was not okay, like not okay at all, after the incident that happened last year. And in me not being okay, I numbed all of my feelings and how I felt and how that affected me. Of course, it was disclosed with people near me and people whom that particular incident happened with, when we had a sit down, you get me, and it was then brought to the table on how I feel and stuff. Of course, the people try to soothe my wounds, as well as I soothing another particular person's wounds and everything like that. So from that point onwards, it has been going down, and I feel like I've been trying to mask and suppress and move forward and find a middle ground, just exist without actually saying my truth and expressing how I truly feel and what I want. There was a moment of like, okay, this is happening, let me navigate through this. And then outside of that, also my personal life, things were just not going well, things were just not okay. I was not giving myself, I was just not present in everything, basically. So that's when I discovered that yes, before last year I've not been okay. Because guys, one thing about traumas, you might feel okay, sharp, great, I can do this, I'm okay, I'm functioning, and then that what particular day or just particular thing will throw you back, and it takes you 10 steps back. And I've been not okay mentally because of traumas, like I said, but also the unknown and changes in life. I think changes are the hardest thing to adapt to. Yes, you do adapt, yes, you find a way to move forward, but it's hard when you are used to a certain routine and doing things in a particular way, having to now shift from that and start doing things in a different way. You've never been, no knowledge about that thing or anything like that. Yeah, it took a dive on me, and I just didn't know how to articulate myself or express myself. I kind of just put things and kept it moving. Didn't feel anything. Like it was as if I'm floating through life, like anything that happens and anything that can happen, because the worst has already happened, it's whatever. And then obviously a decision was made, and now we're here, and now I have to also unlearn routines and learn new routines. I don't know why, but now it is a bit more different than how I know it to be. When you've been through so many things, and you know that when something or specific thing ends, okay, from here this is how I navigated, from here this is how I handle things and do things. But now it was like, I don't know from here what's gonna happen, what life has in store for me, what I'm gonna do. But it has been more freeing. It's like I'm more intentional now about anything and everything I'm going to do, any decision I'm about to take, anywhere I'll be, and with whoever I'll be with. I'm so intentional with that. And I'm not going to get into details, but I felt like I didn't know how to handle my mental state. I didn't have coping mechanisms. I didn't have hobbies to keep me, focused, because I was really drowning in my thoughts, drowning in emotions I didn't want to face. And when you're at home, especially when there's no clients, no nothing, you're literally at home unemployed, you have the time to be spooked by your thoughts, drowning in them, the what ifs, the how could they, the all of these things. And I just couldn't take it anymore. At some point I felt like, you know what, it wouldn't be such a bad idea to not wake up tomorrow, you know, God, like there's no purpose. And I was dumb as fuck. Girl. And obviously now looking back, I'm like, there are so many other people who wish to have a moment like I have, where I still get the privilege to wake up every day and do something and change a thing, no matter how small. And here I am thinking that death is a solution for what? Not just a relationship, but so many other things. Things were just not working out, you know. Then we're here and I love it. I'm glad I never gave up on myself. I'm glad I never... Some people might look at it and say, but how could you, just for that, how could you think that? How could you let yourself go? How could? Until you are in the shoes that I am in, the exact... You don't even need to say anything. I don't want you to say anything. Someone might say, I've been in your shoes and I survived, or I did this and that. Even if you did it that way, doesn't mean it's gonna work for you, for me, because that's not me, that's you. That's how it worked for you, because you were supposed to do it in that way. Don't wanna lie, what helped me get out of that state is actually confronting the people, and not confronting them in a hopes of getting closure, hopes of getting an apology, hopes of anything. I just wanted them to know what they did and how that made me feel and how that affected me for the longest of times. It was relationship, it was family, it was friends, it was myself as well. I needed to hold myself accountable for other things. I'm not a saint. Just because everybody keeps hurting me doesn't mean I'm clean and stuff, you know. I also have my own demons, and I have caused traumas to other people. I have done things to other people, and sometimes I got to take my bad or flaws as a okay by condemning those people, because what they did to me is far worse than what I did and could do to them. So it was a thing of like, just take it with a grain of salt, because compared to what you did, oh please don't you dare cry, you know. So I excused it with that, and that's how I got away with it. But that's a flawed way of thinking and doing things, and I've changed that. I'm working on that. It's not something that can change overnight, but it's changing, girl. It's changing. I also need to take accountability for my actions. And sometimes when I stayed in situations nobody forced me to stay in, whatever happened after wasn't a thing of like, how could you? No, man, you chose that. So, you know. And I wasn't that type where you will constantly remind somebody of what they did and how they did you wrong and stuff. But it will come. It will linger in your mind. You'll constantly think and want and wonder and. So I just didn't want that for myself. It's just so... Oh wow, guys, it is such a game on its own. It's too much work. So I started holding them accountable for myself, to free myself. And from that moment, the people who took accountability, and the ones that didn't. And it's not a thing of like, just because now I want to talk about it and tell you about the thing you did to me 2 years or 3 years ago or 6 months or last week, now I'm expecting you to say sorry. I'm saying it to you so that I release, because if I don't release, I constantly play it in my mind and I self-sabotage, and my world is at a standstill thinking of how could you do this. I would never, you get me. So I needed to release them for myself. Yes, some people I never got the opportunity to, you know, confront and have a sit down with, but with the ones that I did, I feel like it was for everyone else. Sometimes you do not need to go to those people. You can release it within yourself. But it's just the thing you play in your head when you like, ish, if they were here they could have said this, or you just wanted to hear why. And sometimes the whys don't even matter, like they don't, but for the sake of like it being important to you, I got my whys, and some I didn't get my whys, and I'm okay with that. And how I moved on from that, I started not thinking. It's hard not to think when you've been thinking for years, but I started not thinking. I started thinking more about myself, what I want, how am I gonna get there, re-strategizing, rearranging things, realigning with a lot within myself and working, like exercising. I've been exercising now, and that is helping. Going out more, being around people, and not having expectations of this friendship could turn out to be a different way, or oh, this girl is so nice, I wish she could be my friend, or like this guy, he's so nice to me, maybe he loves me. No. I stopped having expectations, because the thing about me is everybody who's ever been close to me or in my life for a period of time, I've had expectations based on the things that I offer to them. So I kind of had expectations, okay, since I am offering this kind of service to you as a friend, as a lover, as a anything to you, then this is what I expect from you, but not say it. Sometimes I do say it, and sometimes other people do define their love for someone based on what they can do and what they feel is right. Whereas sometimes if you communicate how you want to be loved and stuff, and they do the same, it is a bit simpler. Yes, you might not be able to execute it to the fullest, but you can try, you know. So I started gymming, started working out, started affirming myself, writing things on my pad, putting them on my door. I started journaling, but journaling for me, but it is still a bit difficult, because my mind, I just can't say things, I can't write things that I say in my mind. So I feel like journaling for me right now, it's still a struggle, but I still have a lifetime for as long as God is deciding to keep me up, child. So I can get it right, or I can get to a point where I can journal without my mind being faster than my head. So far it has been working out, it has been the ashwagandha. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it has been ashwagandha. It has been desensitizing everybody and putting me in the center of everything. It's me against the world. And I think for me, I didn't want it to be like that for the longest time, whereas in reality it is like that. People are looking out for themselves, doing things that benefits them, that they want for themselves. So why should I continuously put people first, whereas now I'm left with nothing to offer to myself? So that's where the change has been. And I no longer expect, like I said, I no longer ask things in a sense where if you don't deem or see me fit, like if you don't think I deserve a certain thing, a fit or whatever, then I'm not gonna tell you, I'm not gonna expect it from you, you know. So I think expectation is the biggest thing I've let go of, because it has been the biggest doom in my life, you know. Just because I do this out of my heart doesn't mean you are expected to do it. You get me? And with social media, I don't want to lie, guys, when I started social media, it was so fun. I wanted to be known so bad because of content creation, wanting to work with brands and stuff like that. And obviously my popularity got to me faster than I had ever imagined, and for the wrong reasons. And that alone came with its cons more than its pros. It came with its toxicity more than its, I don't know, you know. And the brands that I got to work with, they came because of the scandal, the drama and everything like that. So for me, social media wasn't what I thought it could be and how I could use it. It became such a toxic place where I genuinely regretted even wanting to be an influencer or a content creator to begin with. Because when I was micro, when I was a micro influencer or rather content creator, I posted anything, went to any place, did anything I wanted, because I was not noticed or recognized by a lot of people, and nobody could say nothing about what I do. Then after the drama, everybody counted anything I did, the DMs, the videos that were done, how people saw me and how their opinions were about me. It was just a lot. It was really a lot. It was just something I couldn't take with a grain of salt and move on. It was really something that situation doesn't mean that I'm that person which people see me as. And then from that point on, I started just removing social media. It was really toxic, guys. Like every day I would be on defense mode. I would have anxiety. I would not look forward to seeing people who know me and stuff like that. So it was just such a bad place. Like everybody had everything to say, and it wasn't, 80% of the time it was bad stuff. and how I appeared and how I spoke and what I had on me, and so it was just a terrible place. So I just was like, you know what, these people don't know nothing about me and could never do a thing for me, so let me put these people at the back and start doing me. And I think the moment I started doing that, I started removing anything and everything that could cause me to be confronted with the fact that I was once known for, you know. So I started removing that on all social media, removing that person, anything that is affiliated with them, and it has been peaceful. I don't want to lie. And I stopped doing lives because I think the more lives I did, the more I gave people to talk, the more I gave in to what they wanted, because people genuinely just want drama, nothing else. How you faring, how that affects you, and how you live and go about life, they don't care about that. All they care about is the drama. Feed us the drama. And now, how do I view it? I view it as a monetary tool where I'm going to be making money here. And now I know how people are and how they operate and what I can do to use it for my monetary benefit monetary benefits. So I'm gonna do that. One thing people on social media will never ever get to see again is who I'm dating, whether or not I get married. You will see after months of enjoying sentimental moments with people I love. You won't get to see drama again from me. Anything that associates with me, I cannot take that away and say, hey, you mustn't. Guys, I was part of that, so it's okay. But it won't ever come to a point where anything about my personal life will ever be used against me or be seen by anybody in public. You will see when I get to do stuff. You will see where I am at, with who and why and what and when. And one thing I love about content, also creating content, is that you can post something that you recorded 2 weeks ago. They will never know. They will never know unless it has a date, unless somebody saw you at that particular time. So for me, I pre-record my stuff, I release them a week later, a few days later, or even 2 weeks later. So you can never say, baby, calculative. As much as it was bad for me, it made me feel like, okay, I still want to do this, so let me do it my way. And if you don't want it or like it my way, then when it comes to accountability, you know, when you are one person who apologizes for something you did, not apologizing so that we move on. It's hard when you are with somebody who apologizes so that we move on. Family sometimes family don't even apologize. They just try to make it up to you. They just try and do stuff so that you just move on from this. Let's let it go. Don't talk about it. Let's leave it. Okay, we are sorry. We won't say it, but we'll show you that we're sorry. It's annoying. I want to hear, I am sorry because I said futek. You know, I am sorry because I said you have a big butt. That's what I want to hear. Why you are sorry. Not that you are sorry and for nothing. I cannot be angry or not in good accordance with you if you don't have a reason. So what are you sorry for? And I think then, because I didn't get accountability from people who hurt me, but I gave account to people whom I have hurt, it really took a toll on me. Because like, how dare you? The audacity you have. The fuck you think you are? Do you know me? And it's like, sometimes when you're a retired bad person, I'm not gonna lie, you are both. You are a good and a bad person. Those two things do exist, and I have been the two. Anybody who can tell you about me, however they say I am and how I was in their lives, believe that, because I was there to them. And two people can say two different things about the same person, and it is still the truth. You get me? So I experienced that as well with other people, where account for this. After accounting, how are you gonna fix it? In the manner of like, are you gonna change from doing that? Are you gonna refrain from saying certain things? Are you gonna try? And sometimes people be taking you for a boost and say, I won't do this. I promise I'm not gonna be this way. I will stop this. And then they do it more and more and more until it becomes toxic. And then I think for me, that's when I have an issue with giving people too many chances. I think just give a person one more chance then done. Learn it from me. Let me be your guide when it comes to examples of not giving people chances. Let me be your guide. Use me as an example to the next topic you want to have about people giving people chances. Don't you do that, ma'am. They say a person will show you who they are just once. And if you give them the second time, they'll show you why you should have stayed away from the beginning. Ding, ding, ding. So my issue is that I give people chances until I have no chance to give. I never knew how to give up on people, because that's how I wanted people to deal with me. Don't give up on me. I know I'm a piece of work, but don't give up on me. And I think the biggest thing for me was not being chosen, being left, and anybody giving up on me. Those are the three things that really hurt. Like, I'm human too. I make mistakes. Have the patience. And when I exercise that with another person, it's like, then see me. Then don't give up on me too. I have my flaws. I still need to work on things. I still have things that I want to achieve and stuff. Be patient. If I make a mistake, tell me, let me rectify it, and but then everybody who's been a friend to me that are not friends with me now, anybody I've ever dated and I'm not with right now, it's because either I left or they gave up. And it's like, why? Especially the ones that I never wanted them to give up on me. Like, we still haven't had a future, baby. We still had a future. But it's just a thing of like, people choose themselves. People are selfish enough to choose themselves whether their hearts don't want them to. And I saw that this is the stupidest organ. The heart is the stupidest organ anybody could listen to. Don't listen to that punk, okay? But when people started choosing themselves over me or choosing other people over me, it broke me. It broke me so bad that I just didn't know how to navigate that, accept that, and live life.